So we just wanted to take this opportunity to have a bit of discussion about the buyout program and how it's working. So how's the response been with the buyout program so far?
The response has been great. We've got nearly 100% participation in phase one,
Wow.
which is really good, and the team is working really, really hard to get everyone processed.
And so, this process, this had to be created, right? You folks, you and the team,
Yes.
along with Douglas and the rest of the team, actually created this process, correct?
Yes, we had guidelines from HUD, and fortunately we had other programs that went through this similar situations. Nothing to do with lava. We're definitely one of a kind. It's never been done before. So because it's a brand new program, it's never been done, we want to make sure we get everything right.
Mm-hmm.
And it did take us quite a bit of time to create the policies and procedures for us to get to the point where we're actually processing applicants. So I know there was a little bit of a delay when we first started, but it was unavoidable because we really had to create the process, work through the mandatory requirements, get through the regulatory requirements, while accepting applications at the same time. So it did create a little bit of frustration with some of our applicants, but now that we're fully rolling, we're moving pretty quickly.
It's pretty amazing getting to see, behind the scenes, seeing what you guys are going through. The fact that you folks are bringing the level of service that we are it's amazing. I mean, it's a heavy lift every day.
It is. It's a pretty heavy lift for all team members. We have 12 core staff, and they work really, really hard. And considering that it's a startup program, I give full kudos to the entire team for getting us to this point where we're actually doing intakes, meeting with people, getting through the process, and doing our best to assist anyone that's gone through this eruption, including myself and you.
And myself.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right. So,
it's interesting now to be helping with it, isn't
Yeah.
it? Isn't it fulfilling though to actually be
Yes.
serving and
Yes.
seeing all of the challenges and being able to navigate that through?
yes. I mean, we've watched this for many, many years. So you grew up in it. I've been through it twice.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to help our neighbors and be part of that community and really trying to get everyone addressed as soon as possible.
Yeah, appreciate that. So, how's the feedback been from the folks you've been working with?
The feedback has been really good. People are just really happy that there's a program like this. It is unfortunate that we couldn't address some of the earlier eruptions, but there's nothing we can do about that. It was a program created by HUD only for 2018. If I had my way, I wish we could, but it is a limited funded program, grant program. So our objective is to help as many people as we possibly can with the funds that are given to us. Of the $107 million that the county, largest grant ever that this county has gotten. And hopefully we can, really just process as many people and help as many people as we possibly can.
Something else that I think is really special is that while we've set up an office in Hilos, you folks also are out in the Pahoa community
Yes.
every week as well, right?
Yes, to help better serve our community. We are out in Pahoa up to 2 days a week right now, by appointment only. We also are doing Zoom calls as well as phone call intakes, which is really great, especially under this COVID predicament. So we are trying to meet as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, and providing alternative opportunities for getting them through the process. And phone for our folks who have moved away is very helpful as well.
Absolutely. So could you tell me a little bit about the team? Because this is obviously not just you, it's not just one or two, it's the team
It's
that's
the
working on this. Could you kind of talk about maybe the makeup, some of the folks on the team?
We have a pretty good team. We have a number of, most of our staff is from the Big Island. We have 3 sets of core casework teams. They work in pairs to help each other out.
Sure. So that process, the whole process, what's the anticipated timeline or time frame to complete this process? We know it's a working, it's work in progress, but do you have a kind of a general time frame?
Yeah, so our general time frame is from the time you actually do your intake, not the application, when you actually come in, meet with a caseworker, and from that point, when you actually meet with a caseworker to close out, actually acquisition of the property, it's definitely between 6 and 9 months. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you go through the application process, let's say it's complete, you got a full completeness, what's the next step after that?
The next step is the finance part.
Okay.
So once we actually get an applicant all the way through the eligibility part, and we have determined that that person is fully eligible, they will receive a letter from us stating that they are definitely eligible.
Okay.
Which is great, because that moves into the next step, which is for us, a scoring process, and actually looking at the finance portion and making a determination for payment, to make an offer, actually to make an offer. And again, the offer, the program is up to $230,000. That doesn't necessarily mean that you will get the $230,000 because we are actually going by 2017 real property tax value.
Okay.
So it has to have a value on the dwelling or the overall value as defined by the county real property tax office. And that's the value that we will be working with.
So they go through the process, they get an offer, do they have to accept the offer?
No.
No.
This is a volunteer program.
Mhm.
They can withdraw from the program at any time.
At any time, all the way up to
All
close,
the way
right?
up to closing,
Okay.
which is hopefully not, because we are trying to get people paid. But they have the opportunity to withdraw from the program at any time, all the way up to closing.
Excellent. I think it's important to underscore that this is a choice.
Yes.
Yeah, and folks have that choice all the way
Yeah.
through. And so they get the offer, this person says, I accept the offer. And what's the next step?
The next step is we pass them on to an escrow title company.
Okay.
And then we work directly with the escrow title company in making sure that everything is clear as far as liens or anything like that.
Mhm.
One part of the program too, liens will be cleared out at some point. However, if you do have back taxes on your property
Mhm.
with Hawaii County,
Mhm.
applicants need to work with the real property tax office and create a payment plan.
Okay.
And they're more than willing to take whatever we can work out. As long as you're on the payment plan, you can remain eligible for the program.
That's a really good point. So if someone
Yes.
is in that position, the sooner they contact real property
Correct.
tax, the better, yeah?
Correct, yes.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And then, so they're in escrow, and so usually with escrow, there's fees associated with that on closing, and oftentimes they're shared between, say, the buyer and the seller. How is this program working?
In this situation, we are different. The county will be covering all closing costs.
Okay, wow, so it's really a net to the person that we're doing the buyout
Yes.
for, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And if they owed something that was attached to the property, that would get taken care of through escrow?
Correct.
Okay, very good. And so then in escrow, are there any other critical steps that the applicant would need to be aware of?
At that point, no. But if they know they have issues, it's best they try to work it out with us in advance,
Mhm.
so that we can be aware of it, to make this a very smooth transaction. Our goal is to make this easy.
Really, it's as long as you can get all that initial documentation, right? That's kind of the tricky part.
That's the
After
tricky
that,
part.
you, the team, they're gonna move it through.
Yes.
And really do everything they can
Yes.
to process and facilitate to the end.
Yep. And if we identify any issues early on,
Mhm.
we can address it early on. We really want people to be as forthcoming as possible with regards to verification of income or anything that we need to help you.
Mhm.
We have no authority, zero. We have no legal authority to, if somebody's worried about, I didn't pay my taxes, whatever. All we really need is if you can, provide us a tax statement, preferably at 2019 or 2020 tax statement. That's all we need.
And that's a requirement by the
It's a
federal, by the
requirement,
federal
yes.
government, just as an eligibility.
Yes,
Not
as
that they're
a-
gonna go do an audit or go do something like that,
No.
just, are you eligible, just check the box, move forward.
No. Even if you just are collecting Social Security, just do a tax return, it'll show zero, that's fine, because the key part of this program, we are required to service 70% of low to medium income
Mm.
bracket.
Okay.
It's a key, it's a requirement by HUD, so that's really all we're looking for. As far as any enforcement stuff, no, that's not us.
That's not our job, that's
No.
not our kuleana at all.
Not
We're here
at
to
all.
actually help people through and
Yes.
facilitate,
Yeah.
right? Excellent.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about the program?
Just to let people know that the team is working really, really hard, because they really are. And please don't hesitate to call us anytime you need questions or something answered. If it is something that we might be able to do an exemption, we'll do our due diligence to look into it. There's no guarantees, but if there's a way to assist people that are in a funky situation or feel the process is not helping. However, if they don't agree at all with the offer, or if they're deemed ineligible for whatever reason, there is an appeal process.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Very good to know. And so we're about to close out tier 1, which is primary residences, right?
Correct.
And then we'll be moving into tier 2, which would be secondary residences.
Yes.
When's that going to start?
November 1st.
Okay.
Yes. So we're doing our damnedest to clear everybody out in phase 1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get them through the entire intake process so that we can begin taking eligible applicants in phase 2. On a side note, we're not closing the doors to primary homeowners. So if there are people out there that have yet to apply who fall within or are considered primary homeowners, they can also apply in phase 2 as well as phase 3, which will start in May of 2022.
Okay, excellent. So it's kind of like when you're boarding an airline and you might have had priority seating, but you're showing up late, there's a line, you kind of still get to walk past
Yes.
everybody and still board if you're in
Yes.
phase 1?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then phase 3 is going to start when?
In May of 2022, and that's
Okay.
for vacant properties.
Okay. I just want to say that I'm super grateful for you and the team, and I see the service to the community, I see the dedication. It's amazing. I don't know, sometimes makes me want to cry to see how dedicated everybody is to serving our community.
Yeah, people are just really grateful, and for the most part, we've had some early frustrations, but they're just extremely grateful that there's even a program like this. It's never been done before. Hopefully we don't have to do it again, but at least we have we're creating the template for potential, DGR programs down the road. Who knows? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So
We can
let's
only
just get
pray.
through this, and at least we'll have everything in place. And we've got a lot of help from a lot of different people. So besides the core team, we have other team members in addition, not just from us, but also from HUD and from our contractors that are really helping us through this process. And that's been very helpful for us. Yeah.
So grateful for all that help, right?
Yeah, people come in, we've gotten some very nice letters, we've gotten some very nice phone calls. People are just very happy that, they're able to get through this process. And we'll see what happens, we're just trying to, I'm anxious to get people checks, but we gotta get them through the process first.
We've got to do it right, yeah. I'm there with you. But I do know this, that we're all trying the best that we can every day, right?
Yeah.
So it's been great chatting. I'm glad that we were
Thank
able just
you.
to have this conversation and hopefully share some of the process. So it's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.